Give him now. Give him.
Working. Some people have to go down. Just the next floor down. Someone will pick you up the weight. We can't take you. Sorry. You can come in. Joel, help me direct them down.
Blackson, come in, please.
Much.
Blackson, what floor are we going?
3.
Third floor.
He will direct them.
Oh, okay.
Did you confirm the transfer? Yeah.
I will check. Yes. How are you?
So you just use the hand sanitizer before you go in. If your phone, you cannot go use it, just drop it, please. Thank you. Yes. Alright, let's go.
Thank you.
Repeat.
Hi, how are you? Prophet Buhari.
The Lord bless you, sir.
How are you, sir? Well,
How are you, sir?
Nice to finally meet you.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Praise
This is
God.
a vice presidential candidate.
Oh, it's
Dr. Rufai.
It's a pleasure.
The color is one of the guys.
How are you? Very good. The face look like one of the young men around here. Really
Have you been around here?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sorry, I gave you 11 o'clock. We actually just stepped down from the altar. and then couldn't stay back for other things, just to be able to.
No problem. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
We've been trying to reach you for a while. We spoke to someone about 3 days ago. No, I think it's about 3 months ago. They said they were going to be in the US. And I was in the US and I was headed to Nigeria. So I would have met you in the US. And then we got busy after that. And then about 3 days ago, tried because we were going to March and they said, now we're out, we love to meet. So they said we should email you. No response.
No, there was no email that came through. There was no text message that came through.
Maybe we have the wrong number.
Yeah, there was a lady. Usually there's one of my lines that it's not always helpful.
Yeah.
But then I think I was flying in. I was at the airport, so I was using one, and that was the time also the phone was on. So she spoke with me, and I said, okay, send me a text message so that I can forward to my people to keep this thing. But there was no message since then, and the email, I know that they've received, and there are more than 4 people that are on my email.
Wow.
So there's no email that came through. Yeah.
Probably got it wrong.
Yeah. We did send an email 3 days ago. Because I insisted that before we go back to Lagos, we try to see you. But thank you for letting us meet you. I know your schedule is busy. And we followed you. I'm a reporter myself before that. Sahara reporters for 12 years, and I followed you over these years. And then when it became clear that we would intervene in the electoral politics of Nigeria, I've been trying since then to reach you because of the passionate voice that you have, which is essential to liberating this country. We are not just general practitioners of politics. We are conscientious objectors to the status, quo ante in the country, and that's what I did when I was a student fighting against military rule. What I did as a media practitioner, and now as a political activist over these years. So, and we followed and saw that you mobilizing people to vote for the right candidate in this election. It's important that we vote for the right candidate. It's also very important that when the right candidate wins the election, we can hold the election credible. I was on NTA and the Vice President about 3 days ago. And the final question I was asked us was if we lose the election, if we will concede. And our answer was very succinct. We said, if the election is free and fair, there's no way we can lose the election. And the reason is simple. What is a fair election? A fair election is an election that delivers freedom to people and that is fair to their decision. It's not necessarily an event that took place on the election day. And we think that if people can think freely and fairly about their future, there's no way they'll vote for the 2 major gladiators within the PDP and the APC, particularly President Buhari, but without exception, also Atiku. And we've seen you on the pulpit saying the same thing over and over again, that it is time for Nigeria to experience the liberation that it desires. It's not just about people in Jos or in Maiduguri. It's not about, farmers or herdsmen alone. It's about everybody in this country, about the young and the old, about children and adults, about the weak in particular, and it's about people who have never been part of, those who benefited from this country. So there's the reason we said we would see you. It would have been interesting if we could partake in even your services, but we were told that your service in the afternoon, or
Tomorrow
night, and we'll be leaving town today. So, but we will come back if the opportunity is offered. Was the other important thing is to allow people who are opinion holders to understand that this is a time we should stand tall and not be afraid, and that we are all together in this to to fight until that final answer is delivered. It may happen before election day, and it could happen on election day, and it may happen after election, because a number of situational variables will coalesce in pushing Nigeria in a different direction. I'm not speaking prophetically now, but I know that Nigeria is not sustainable the way it is now. The burden is too much to be borne by the people of Nigeria, and they're tired and they're disillusioned. But there's also anxiety on their part, and the anxiety is driven by the dejection of the past, so they're anxious about the future. So even when honest people present themselves, there's anxiety as to whether they can deliver on their aspirations. But that's why we are out there speaking truth to power and speaking to our people, not to be anxious, but to just hold on a little bit and ensure that they stand their ground until they finally see the promised land. Yes. So that's why we're here, and that's why we waited to see you today. We thank you for the opportunity, and we hope you keep doing what you do, regardless of whether we see again or not. That's very important. And we hope you stand your ground and stand firm and be fearless. Be courageous and truthful at all times, because there might be times that you might feel alone. Just know that you're not. There are a lot of people who rely on your truthfulness. There are people who are inspired by your courage, just to feel strong enough to wake up in the morning and still have hope that this country could be better one day. Yes, but we're here to let you know that we will make it better. Yes. So.
Really deeply want to appreciate your coming. Early this morning, I was to make a broadcast. A few years ago, I sponsored a live broadcast. It was televised while I was going to dedicate the Lord's Temple. And on NTA, AITM, it was live broadcast. I paid for it. And I knew, basically, that the hand of God, because you, as a messenger, you look at where is God moving and where is God is. Because the purpose of the gospel is to give light to people. The purpose of the gospel is to give hope to the hopeless. It doesn't matter what color, doesn't matter what tribe, doesn't matter what language you speak, doesn't matter what field you belong. God sent his son to the whole world to give hope. And that's why when Jesus came, he didn't look at somebody and said, okay, are you a Jew? If that would determine whether you receive your healing or not. He healed all. Because that's God's own heartbeat. And when the gospel came and brought education to us, you realize that most of us from the far north got our best education from missionary institutions. And from our own tribe, which is the Kanuri, you realize that a Kanuri man can speak a very good polished English and yet cannot speak fluent Hausa. Because of what the mission work has done in terms of education. In terms of, I remember, we used to have virtually the strongest leprosy centers were missionary established centers that help our people, because in those days we used to have a lot of lepers in Yarwa. Yarwa, what Borno was known as Yarwa, you know, and that was where I used to go for treatment too. I was a Muslim, basically. I used to go for treatment there, and it was missionary. But what I'm trying to say is, then one of my father's close destined came up. He became the Shehu, which is one of the great Shehus we had, the late Shehu, man of peace.